Hey, welcome to the 40 Finance channel, everybody. My name's Jeff Beers. Last year around this time, I did a review of SoFi Personal Loans, which is a service that I personally used when we went to remodel our kitchen. In that video, I went through the process of getting the loan and my experience through the whole thing. So I thought I'd do a 2021 update, because I'm sure there's many of you who are shopping around thinking about remodeling or consolidating debt, stuff like that. So if you get through this video and you find the information helpful, my referral link is in the description. And if you decide to use that, it's actually a pretty mutually beneficial situation. I get $300 for the referral, and you actually get a $300 bonus cash as well. So it works out pretty well for both of us. Again, that link is in the description. All right, so to kick things off for why I personally use SoFi loans, I was looking to have some extra cash on hand when we were remodeling our kitchen. The whole renovation process probably totaled out to about $30,000, something like that. By the time they stripped everything to the bones, new appliances, new flooring, all the things that go into remodel. And instead of burning all of my savings account, I wanted to be able to have some flexibility on how often I pay back. And the other bright side that you might be able to use in your situation is that if I paid my contractor in cash, it was really a check, but by paying with a check instead of a credit card, I actually saved 3% on the total price of the renovation. So it made a lot of sense to be able to write this person a check, save some money, and then also have the flexibility to make payments on the loan. And as we'll see here in a little bit, SoFi gives you a couple different options in that realm. Now, before we jump into all the details, I would say the key benefits right off the bat with SoFi is a very, very quick approval process. You're probably looking at 7 to 10 total days to actually have the money in your account. And if you play the weekdays well, or business days, so to speak, right? So they're basically a bank. They're only open like Monday through Friday. The approvals department, all that stuff's Monday through Friday. And then bank funding is going to be like a Monday through Friday thing too. So conceivably, I guess if you applied on a Sunday or Monday, you might be able to get it in less than 7 days. I just know that from my personal experience, it was in about 10 days start to finish. That's from the time I applied to the time that the money was actually in my bank account. All right, the next thing that was a major positive for me and why I went this direction is because this is an unsecured personal loan, okay? There's a lot of options that you have to borrow money. One, of course, would be like a home equity loan or a potential refinance. Each of those situations have their own benefits, but in my case, I was not interested in going through a 30-plus day refinance / home equity process. So that's where SoFi for us really hit a sweet spot, because this is an unsecured personal loan. No collateral, no car titles, no mortgage liens. And the final big benefit to SoFi loans, in my opinion, is just like the no fee structure. There's no prepayment fees, no origination fees, none of that stuff. This is just a straight up loan process, no application fee. You can jump right in, figure out, is this going to work for you? What rate do you get approved for? And just go from there and then get your money in 7 to 10 days. All right, before we get into all the numbers, here's my latest project in case you were curious. I had an old wood deck back in this area. There was also sort of a dilapidated shed back here and some trees that didn't look very nice. So we're clearing out the backyard, pouring a concrete deck as well as a concrete driveway. Going to add some drainage. Here in Ohio, it gets very wet in the spring, very soggy. So we're running some drainage into the back. There's a storm sewer in this back corner that we're going to run our water into. So this is my latest project where I'm considering SoFi loans to help me, again, for the same basis here, just to get some cash, to be cash heavy, because this particular contractor actually offers a 4% discount for anyone who pays in cash. And again, when I say cash, a lot of them also consider a check to be cashed, so just check with your contractor. Okay, so let's take a look at what rates we have going on for SoFi right now. They have this compare rates and terms. This is based off of a $30,000 personal loan. So it gives you some idea of what your payments would be if you're in that $30,000 neighborhood. And you have your payment terms, and each year that you go up, your rate actually increases, right? So technically, you could choose the 7-year option if you wanted to give yourself maximum amount of time. But at 12 to 16%, you're basically in that, kind of credit card range that I think we all want to avoid. I'd be mostly inclined to do 3 years just in case my plan didn't go exactly as I expected. And let's just say something came up with the family where I needed extra money, or I had to, just extend the time frame a little bit. That at 36 payments would put you just under $1,000 a month for your monthly payment. Now, keep in mind, you can pay off this loan early anytime, no fees for paying it off early. When you look off to the total payments in the range, if you paid it off in 36 months, you would spend just under $34,000 to get $30,000 today, and that's assuming you took the whole 36 months, but you can pay it off early, even a little bit at a time, and you would save, a couple bucks each time you decide to pay it off early. All right, so the application process for SoFi is super easy. It's all online. You don't need to go to a location or anything like that. Either go to the SoFi website, use the referral link below, fill in all of your basic information. I know for mine, I went back and checked. I had to upload copies of our driver's license. We did a joint application, my wife and me. So we had to do driver's license and tax return for our particular situation. Some of that is because in my case, I'm a small business owner. I do digital marketing consulting as well as some stuff here on YouTube. So for me, the best way to verify income was through the tax return. For you, it could be as simple as a paycheck stub that gets uploaded. So it really just depends on what documents you need. But right off the bat, I would say that checking your rate and seeing how much you might qualify for, that's just as simple as filling out a few pieces of information. If you are accepted and presented the terms of the loan, then acceptance is where you get into filing your tax returns, driver's license copies. You also need like a personal check so you can get the routing number for your bank and type that in because that's exactly where they're going to send the money. So there's really no like tricks to applying for a SoFi loan. You don't need any special secrets to make sure you're approved or anything like that. It's all done right within the website, nothing extra to mail in. So let's assume that you log in, register for the website, log in, fill out your application. From there, you need about 1 or 2 business days for the application to be reviewed, and then you'll get an email and an update in the website that says, you're approved for this amount, or here's your rate, accept or decline, that kind of thing. So then you would go back in and upload the necessary documents and information so they can actually fund the loan. You would then receive back basically your contract that you just e-sign. You don't have to fax it or mail it or anything like that. Once you've e-signed, then that is the completion of the process. The next step is just to wait for your funding. That could be as quick as 48 hours if you land on the right business days. But if you lapse over the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, the bank is not going to update your account information. So in that case, you'd probably have to wait till Monday. As you can see, it's super simple. And the first step of the process, which is just checking your rate, actually does not affect your credit score. They use the soft pull system. So assuming you're not running around to 6,000 websites and trying to get approved for a loan, the soft pull should not be derogatory to your credit score. There will be a hard pull once they have approved you for the process. But assuming everything checks out, you shouldn't have any problems. And one other thing that I just thought about that I probably should have put in the front of the video is that, with your SoFi loan, that money's yours. It doesn't necessarily have to go to the renovation project, right? In my example, it could go to really anything. If you wanted to consolidate credit, if you wanted to, pay off another loan from a previous year, you would have the opportunity to do that just because the money goes in your bank account. It just straight goes in your bank account. So what you do with that money once it's in there is up to you. You could even save some off to the side if you chose to. All right, last thing, if you do decide to use my referral link in the description, you'll go to a little page like this. I go by Jeff, but my name's Jeffrey. And it tells you the deal, right? You and Jeffrey get $10 each when you check your SoFi loan rate. So you get $10 just for checking your rate. You and Jeffrey get another $300 each when you fund your SoFi loan. This is an easy way just to get a bonus $300 for a loan program that you were probably going to use anyway. So check out that link in the description. All right, lastly, if you guys have any questions about the process or the experience, leave them in the comments. I usually get back to all my comments, no later than 48 hours. I do a lot of stock market videos, so if you're new to this channel, think about subscribing, giving this video a like. Happy to answer your questions. But ultimately, I hope you found this SoFi review helpful here for 2021. If anything else, it gives you something to compare against if you're trying to find some money for that project for your house or anything else you're trying to get into. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support. We'll see you on the next video.